With the United States Marine presence in Darwin now 2,500 strong and a port leased to China, the growth of foreign influence in the top end has become a sometimes controversial topic. Protesters have gathered at Darwin's Robertson Barracks to call for an end to the US presence in the city.
At the main gates of Robertson Barracks, the protesters had a request for the United States Marines. They'd like the troops, a familiar sight in Darwin since rotations began in 2012, to leave.
We don't regard this as a good thing because, again, it's tying us very closely to the policies of the United States. The United States is perpetually at warfare.
And I think the community here have higher aspirations for the NT than to be America's largest aircraft carrier in the Asia-Pacific region.
Concerned academics and other peace activists are in Darwin for a conference hosted by the Independent and Peaceful Australia Network, including one researcher from the US territory of Guam who says the territory has a lot to learn from military presence on her island.
1/3 of our island, so roughly 31% of the island, is comprised of bases. And so we know very firsthand the negative experience and impacts of being brushed up against a military base.
She says the impacts are economic, environmental and social, with examples across the world.
The country of Japan, you have Okinawa, the prefecture that hosts the majority of US military bases in the country, is considered to be the poorest in the country economically.
With the recent draft US congressional bill allocating more than $300 million for future Navy military construction in Darwin, these concerns are shared by others.
Working out ways to live at peace with other nations rather than trying to become more threatening to other nations, because that will only inevitably lead to warfare.
Nuclear weapons are also on the group's agenda, with some members playing a part in the international campaign to abolish nuclear weapons, which won a Nobel Peace Prize in 2017. The anti-nuclear treaty they promoted doesn't include Australia as a signatory.
And we want the Australian government to change position to say that we don't want to be protected by nuclear weapons and that we should support the nuclear weapons ban treaty.
The peace conference wraps up on Sunday. Mitchell Abram, ABC News.